Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of Landscape of the Soul. We will begin from page number 35, last paragraph. A classical Chinese landscape is not meant to reproduce an actual view as would a Western figurative painting. So, in this paragraph, the author has made a comparison between Chinese painting and European painting. He says that in Chinese painting, the um landscape does not reproduce an actual view as the Western figurative painting would do. What is figurative painting means? Seeing the art through the eye of the creator. So Western painters, they want the viewer to see the art through his eyes, whereas in Chinese painting it does not reproduce an actual view. So Chinese painters, they want to see the actual hidden meaning of the painting. Okay, so whereas a European painter wants you to borrow his eyes and look at the particular landscape exactly as he saw it from a specific angle. Got it? So European painter, he wants you to borrow his eyes and look at the particular landscape exactly what he has drawn on, what he means. The Chinese painter does not choose a single viewpoint. His landscape is not a real one, and you can enter it from any point. Then travel in it. The artist creates a path for your eyes to travel up and down and then back again in a leisurely movement. So Chinese painter does not choose any single viewpoint. He wants you to enter into the or travel into the painting from any direction, from any point. He creates a path for your eyes so that you can move up and down, okay, and back again in your free time. This is even more true in the case of horizontal scroll, in which the action of slowly opening one section of the painting, then rolling it up to move on to the another. So Chinese paintings are like our book, or they can be horizontally scroll. Okay, so looking at the one page, then scrolling it, going to the next one, and in this way it has got different sections and adds dimension of time. It also shows different time periods. When you go through the Chinese painting, you can see many time periods in the painting, which is unknown in any other form of painting, which is not present in any other form of painting. It also requires the active participation of the viewer, who decides at what place he will travel through the painting. So the viewer is very active. He participates in seeing the painting very actively. So it is a decision of the viewer from which part he wants to read the painting. He can enter into the painting, he can read the painting from any direction, from any point, from any angle. So so European paintings require both physical as well as Chinese painting require both physical as well as mental participation. The Chinese painter does not want you to borrow his eyes, he wants you to enter his mind. The landscape is an inner one, a spiritual and conceptual space. So according to the Chinese painter, paintings or landscape is the inner one means it has a hidden meaning. It had come within the hearts of the painter, a spiritual and conceptual space. Conceptual, here spiritual means which is related to something, spirits. Okay, so it has a spiritual meaning. And conceptual space means involving mental concepts or ideas. So it contains both spiritual and conceptual ideas. Okay, therefore Chinese painter want us to participate into the painting very actively. Let us move to the next page. This concept is expressed as sanctuary, literally mountain water, which used together represent the word landscape. So here the concept is expressed as sanctuary, meaning means mountain and water, which represents landscape. So the Chinese paintings, the concept of Chinese painting is San Shui. It is expressed as San Shui. San Shui means mountain and water. Okay. So they together make landscape. Mountain and water, they together make landscape. So in Chinese painting you will always see they are based on San Shui concept, and they will have mountains and water. Okay. So, more than two elements of an image, these represent two complementary poles reflecting the Daoist view of the universe. So these paintings, they show the Daoist view. According to the Daoist view, mountain and water, they are the two complementary poles of the universe. So these two elements are seen in the San Shui paintings, or in the Chinese painting, you can say. Got it? So the mountain is yang, reaching vertically towards heaven, stable, warm and dry in the sun. So in these paintings, in San Shui paintings, mountains are known as yang because they are strong, they are stable, they are warm, they are dry in the sun, and they stand vertical towards the heaven, towards the sky, you can say. While the water is yin and the other element is yin. Yin is which is horizontal, it is resting on the earth, it is fluid, it is moist, it is cool, therefore it has been considered as a female. Okay, yang is male, yin, that is female. Okay, so the interaction of yin, the receptive feminine, accepts the of universal energy, and its counterpart yang, active and masculine. So here yin has been considered as feminine and yang has been considered as masculine. Say, so they both interact. Okay, so is of course fundamental notion of Daoism. This is the fundamental notion, rule of Daoism paintings. Okay, which are adopted by Chinese painters. So in these Chinese paintings, you can see mountain as well as water. So they both are counterparts, and they are the representatives of the universe. What is often overlooked is an essential third element, the middle void. So here the writer wants to throw light on the middle void, which is always overlooked. So what is that middle void? Middle void means empty space between the mountain and the water. So where their interaction takes place, where mountain and water meets. This can be compared with the yogic practice of pranayam, breathe in, retain, breathe out. So pranayam, you might be doing this exercise, breathe in, then you hold your breath, and then you breathe out. So it is like that. The suspension of breath is a void where meditation occurs. So when you suspend your breath, that is an empty time when you can meditate. Okay, so the middle void is essential. Nothing can happen without it. Hence the importance of the white unpainted spaces Chinese landscape. So in Chinese landscape, there is a white portion, empty portion, that is a middle void. So this want to express that this is a point where mountain and water which lies on the earth, they meet. So in our pranayam also, when we suspend our breath, when we hold our breath, and at that time we can meditate. So that is the empty void, that is the empty space. Okay, this is also where man finds a fundamental role in that space between heaven and the earth. He comes the conduit of communication between both poles of the universe. So conduit means channel. So this is also this middle void is also a fundamental uh, place where the man can play his important role in that space between heaven and earth. So between heaven and earth, who is there? Man is the one who survives on the earth and creates all the you can say advancements and developments on the earth. And it is man only who 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 thinks in that empty space, in that empty period during pranayam, you can say. His presence is essential, even if it's only suggested. Far from being lost, oppressed by the lofty peaks, he is Francois Chang wonderful expression, the eye of the landscape. So who is the eye of the landscape? Man is the eye of the landscape, because he is the one who plays important role between heaven and the earth. So he is the one who views the landscape where both heaven and earth meet. Got it, children? So man also plays vital role between the heaven and the earth. So he is the channel of communication between both the poles of the universe. So this is all what in the first half of the video. If we continue, I have very small to cover up. Let us continue. Getting inside outsider art. So getting inside outsider art. So in this part, the poet would be talking about the outsider art. Okay, so let us continue. When French painter Jean Dubuffet mooted the concept of art brut in 1940s. Mooted means thought. When Jean Dubuffet thought of the concept of art brut in 1940s, the art of the untrained visionary was of minority interest. So art brut means an art of untrained artist. Okay, so it was of no interest in 1940. Nobody was interested in art brut. From its almost veiled beginnings, outsider art has gradually become the fastest growing area of interest in contemporary art internationally. From its almost veiled means when it was unknown. From that time, gradually it became the fastest growing art. Okay, this what outsider art became gradually fastest growing growing area of interest. Okay, means people started taking interest in outsider art. Okay, in contemporary art internationally, when there were many other arts of trained artists, at that time outsider art also became famous internationally. This genre is described as the art of those who have no right to be artists, as they have received no formal training. So, and this is an account about those artists who had no formal trainings, who had never gone to art school, but and they have no right to be called as artist. Okay, yet show talent of artistic insight, but still they show the talent of artistic. Okay, and insight means the inner talent of artists is shown in their art. Their works are a stimulating contrast to a lot of mainstream offerings. So their art is a stimulating means quite encouraging for those who are in the mainstreams. Around the time Dubuffet was propounding his concept in India, an untutored genius was creating paradise. When in 1940, the this gene artist, when he was propounding means when he was putting forward his ideas about this outsider art, at that time in India, one untutored genius, one untrained genius, okay, he was creating paradise, he was creating heaven on the earth of, or on the land of India. Okay, so we will know it in the upcoming lines. Years ago, the little patch of jungle that he began clearing to make himself a garden sculptured with stone and recycled material is known to the world today as a rock garden at Chandigarh. So what he was doing at that time, he was clearing the patch of jungle and he started making sculptures there with the help of stones and the waste material or recycled material, which is now famously known as rock garden at Chandigarh. So Nek Chand was making that beautiful creation on the earth of India, on the land of India, you can say. In 80 years, sorry, it's 80-year-old creator director Nek Chand. What is the name of the artist? Nek Chand is now hailed as India's biggest contributor to outsider art. So he was untrained. He had never gone to art school. He never used good material to show his art. So what did he use? He used raw material. He used waste material. Okay, so he was the one of the biggest contributor to outsider art. Outsider art means art shown by untrained people. So in India, when Nek Chand made or created rock garden, after that outsider art became very famous. The 50th issue, Spring 2005, a raw vision. So 50th issue of the magazine. What is the name of Spring 2005? It was published in 2005. What was the name of the magazine? Spring of Raw Vision. UK based magazine, pioneer in outsider art publication, features Nek Chand. So, in 2005, when Raw Vision magazine was published, Nek Chand art was also published. Okay, it was a UK based magazine. So, he became such a famous person. And his rock garden sculpture, Women by the Waterfall, on its anniversary issues cover. So, one of the there is an image, there is a sculpture, sculpture there in the rock garden, Women by the Waterfall. That image, that sculpture became the cover issue of the magazine. Okay, and his rock garden sculpture, Women by the Waterfall, on its anniversary issue cover. On the anniversary of the magazine, the picture of Women by the Waterfall was published as a cover picture. Okay, so such an honor was given to Nek Chand and his uh, art, you can say. The notion of art breadth or raw art was of works that were in their raw state. So the notion of art breadth or raw art is same thing. Okay, raw art means to use waste material, got it, recycle material to create something new. Okay, both things are same. Swaths of work that sorry, that were in their raw state as regards cultural and artistic influence. So at that time, this raw art, or you can say art bread, was in the raw state. Okay, it was slowly influencing the cultural and artistic view, you can say. Anything and everything from a tin to a sink to a broken down car could be material of a work of art. So anything, any waste thing could be used. That material could be used as a work of art. Something Nek Chand has taken by dizzying heights. So I think children, you too might have visited rock garden. I have visited very several times. So broken cup and saucers, bangles, tins, bottles, all these things are used very beautifully, and you can see in the image all these pictures. More than animals, different type of animals are also made by nature by using this broken materials. Okay, so recognizing his art as an outstanding testimony means an account of first hand experience. So it was an account of first hand experience, okay, of art, of using raw material, of the difference of a single person can make when he lives his dream. So it was his testimony, when his first hand experience, when he drew or when he created such a beautiful rock garden. Okay, that was his dream. Okay, so a single man created that. The Swiss Commission of UNESCO will be honoring him by way of a European exposition of his work. So, who would be honoring? Swiss Commission of UNESCO would be honoring him for this work. The 5-month interactive show, Realm of Nek Chand, beginning October will be held at leading museum in Switzerland. So the time has passed, all these things have become now past, but when this account was written, it was like all these things was supposed to be happen in future. So the writer says that Nek Chand was going to be honored, okay, and his wife, there was going to be 5 month interactive show with Nek Chand, okay, which was going to be going to begin in October, and would be held in the leading museum in Switzerland, Belgium, France, and Italy. In all these places, a realm of Nek Chand, okay, was going to be shown in the different countries. So that might have been done. So now it has become past. Belgium, sorry, the biggest reward is walking through the garden and seeing people enjoy my creation, Nek Chand says. So according to Nek Chand, the biggest reward for him was when visitors or when tourists come there, they walk around the garden, they appreciate and they admire the beauty of his work. So that these are the words of Nek Chand. So this account, this small article is written by Brinda Suri, Hindustan. It is taken from Hindustan Times. When was it published? In 28th August 2005. I hope this is clear to you, children. So this is all in the landscape of the soul. Meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.